Oh, that's good. AI
What,
generated video.
dude? That was pretty. That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, and it only took a couple prompts, and sure enough, I got a nice little video going.
Well, we
So,
have an update on Fortnite. What happened?
so what's the
It
update?
it started. It started, but it shut down.
Again?
Yes.
Well, it started,
Okay,
but it shut down.
okay, so that means that they're still working on it. I'd say give it another shot tomorrow morning. Uh,
Yeah, they're you know how that is, man. But the thing is, they don't get it. They don't hear. They don't listen.
they need their crack.
Yeah, it's God, you know, and well, you know how that is. I mean, I could just imagine how many the kids around the world
Yeah, they're losing their minds right now with
they don't
literally
know what
nothing.
to do.
They have no idea what to do right now.
Somebody said I look like Bono.
If you get the glasses, I could
Dude,
definitely see it. You start
okay,
singing U2 songs.
dude.
Oh, here we go. Here we
Oh, it
go.
broke just when I was gonna show you Bono.
Bono. There you go with the yellow lenses for sure.
It broke.
Dude, some glue, you should be good to go.
No, I'm gonna give you some new ones.
There you go.
Oh, I
All
can't
right. So,
believe that.
welcome to everybody to episode 0, the test podcast here for the world of tech. I am Vortex Bane of the Black Hood crew. And right here with me is the skinny human, who we can always assume is a machine behind the skin, like Terminator.
I gotta tell you where I got that name from.
Skinny human.
Yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, when you research it. So Adam Sandler just made a new movie. It's called
Hmm.
Spaceman,
Okay.
and I just watched it. I said, let me see how his role is in a serious movie, and it's not bad. I have to give it to him on this one. I liked it. I liked
Okay.
his performance. Yeah, other than all the movies that he's always screaming in,
Yeah, the
um,
usual stuff he's up
the
to.
usual stuff. I have to give him props for this. And so there's. I mean, do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, go right ahead, man.
All right. So
Spoiler alert for
there.
anybody that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, sorry for anybody that hasn't seen it, but that's where I get the name from.
Exactly.
You can't share anything on here, right? No,
Yeah,
no, no.
you can share the screen. Down at the bottom, you have a button that says present. You can
Oh,
use that to show whatever you want, either an individual window or your screen entirely.
okay, cool. So, I got and who's ever out there, if this is gonna get pre-recorded and put on there, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go.
Oh my! So we're in this together.
So there's this. He's in space. He's trying to get to another galaxy, whatever it is. You know, he's just up there. To, anyway,
Mhm.
so he's alone for 6 months.
All right.
So then he wakes up one day and he sees this huge spider inside of his ship, and the spider talks. So
Okay.
the spider calls him Skinny Human
Ah, ah,
throughout
ah.
the whole movie.
Okay, you have to use this name from now on. This has to be your official name from now
Well, I
on
hope he doesn't
everything.
copyright this shit.
Hey, better not.
Yeah, because what if I resemble a Skinny Human?
Well, technically, we all do.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we're all skinny humans compared to a fucking space spider.
But yeah, you know why it's funny you say that, because I was looking at why did they call him that, and
Mm,
the assumption is that that it's a huge spider, so and it sees this little human.
exactly, skinny human, and it'll see all of us as that.
But yeah, man, it's kind of long,
Right?
um, but it's interesting, that he came up with that, other than you know
Yeah, the
a while.
usual stuff he does.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of
What
tired.
was it?
I did
Well,
that.
I had
Huh?
heard that that other movie he did. Oh my god, it came out like a couple of years ago. The one where he's like a diamond dealer or some shit like that.
I
You remember
didn't
that?
see that one. Yeah,
Neither did I, but I heard from other people who did see it that the movie was very good, but his acting in it was definitely a much higher caliber than the stuff he's usually does.
an A plus.
Yeah, exactly. Like they gave him like an A+ on his performance, given the fact that he's not like a goofy character in that movie. He's actually in a serious role, and they said he knocked it out of the park. So I'm very surprised, but also uh happy at the same time that a guy like Adam Sandler, who's known for doing stupid movies and
Yeah.
stupid characters, really goofy characters, can do a serious role and actually do a good job on it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, now he's a spaceman. He's an astronaut. And he did. I have to say, I have to. Adam, fine, go that route because I'm tired of those movies.
What's the
Yeah,
X
exactly.
Factor
Like at a
for?
certain point, you just got to be like, okay, enough's enough.
Yeah.
Do something else.
And his other cast was also not the older. The same ones that he puts in there all the time.
Oh yeah,
Which
no,
are,
like Grown Ups.
yeah.
Like that movie. That's exactly it. It's basically him and a bunch of his friends, and they're all in a movie together.
Right,
And not only
right.
that, but
There's no.
yeah,
He didn't think about that. There was no plot to that.
yeah, there wasn't. And on top of that, they had a sequel to it, which is the thing that blew me away. Like that
You know
movie
what?
got
I'm
a
so
sequel.
happy that I didn't even see that, or I just heard it from you.
It's your first time hearing about it.
Yeah, and that's it. I don't want.
The Excalibur from Fortnite.
Which one is that?
Like the one that had like the hammer and stuff. Remember we played in that season? The hammer that bounced around and stuff.
The
Yeah,
band
the Ex-
hammer.
We're talking about
Yeah, the
Adam
band
Sandler.
hammer.
We're talking about somebody else. Look, see,
Alan Sandler.
that's why I tell him read. Correct?
Exactly.
There
Read.
you go.
Isn't he the Riddler?
No, oh no, the voice of the spider is the Riddler from the newest Batman.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did I send you that picture from Comic-Con of the
Yeah.
Riddler?
Of the
Yeah.
Riddler,
Yeah.
maybe you did. Let me see.
If I didn't, let me see if I can send. Dude, oh, beautiful. That was one of the best costumes out there. Oh my! This guy seemed like he was gonna kill me already. That's how good the costume looked. Oh, I don't have it. Come on,
Go to.
I know where to go. No,
Well, if you find it, you can send it whenever you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and segue into this. This is something that it has to be talked about.
What?
This is a devastating blow to
Oh.
literally the entire world of anime. Like it's one thing to lose, somebody like Stan Lee, who is known only for like the American
Marvel.
a comic book market, which obviously that's a big hit. I mean, the guy was very influential in comic books, specifically on the Marvel side, having helped develop Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four and some of the iconic characters that people, really associate with. But this guy is directly responsible for the blowing up of anime in the West. We're talking about the European Union, South, Central America, North America. Like this guy brought anime over here in a big way. And unfortunately, he has passed March 1st, 2024. This is Akira Toriyama, Japanese manga artist who number one thing he produced is obviously Dragon Ball, which has been going on for many, many years. He was born April 5th of 1955 in Nagoya, Aichi, Japan. That is the town, prefecture, and obviously country. He passed away March 1st at the age of 68. From everything that was written so far, I heard that it was a subdural hematoma, acute subdural hematoma. For those of you that don't know what that means, that's basically bleeding in the brain. Because it's acute, it wasn't due to an accident. So it's not like he slipped and fell and he bumped his head on something. Like this can just randomly happen to people. And unfortunately, it happened to him. He leaves behind a wife and a son, Sasuke, which is how you pronounce the name right there, Sasuke. And yes, that would be the same way Sasuke would be pronounced and written in Naruto. I have seen video after video after comment after comment after dedication to this man, not only for the work that he did in manga, which obviously there's Dragon Ball. His other really popular one was Dr. Slump, which is mentioned right there on his Wikipedia page. But he was also the artistic director and also the artist behind the artwork used in Chrono Trigger, which was the massively popular Super Nintendo RPG, as well as the remake, which came out on the PlayStation. He was directly involved in all the artwork there. He also provided all of the artwork for, let me bring up the page here so we can see a list of his work, because obviously this man's got a lot under his belt. So look, his Wikipedia page is so big on himself, his work needs its own page. So this is how much he's done. This is all of the manga that he was involved in. He's been involved since 1977.
What were the biggest hits?
Obviously, you got the Dr. Slump, which is the biggest one that ran from 1980 to 1984. The next one after that had went for multiple years was this one, Hitapi Manga Genkyo, which if you actually look at the picture there, the character behind the desk is actually his own version of himself that he puts in his manga. So if you ever see that weird looking like helmet guy with claw hands, that's him in his own manga. That's how he draws himself. The next one is obviously Dragon Ball, the original run of Dragon Ball, which ran from 1984 to 1995.
That's a big run.
Oh, that's a huge run. We're talking about 11 years.
Wow, that one's
on a single
You know what
project.
the thing about it is, like I said, when I was younger, I used to see these, and well, did they not open? See, I don't know. I know nothing about it. Did they not open the market for that here, or what happened?
What it was is you have to keep in mind this was a Japan, post World War II. They were still in their process of reconstruction, so they were trying to find a new identity outside of the warlike country that Japan was during World War II. So they didn't really have anything to go on, and eventually the art style, which manga has been going on for many, many years before that, but it started to become a more mainstream art style post World War II, and that's when you started to see like your early animes, like your Astro Boy, your first Gundams and stuff like that, Mazinger Z, which is your favorite. That's when you started to see those start to pop up as a new art style coming out of Japan. And then from there, it kind of like, it's kind of squeezed itself over to the West. But Dragon Ball is like the big one.
Oh, I think my speaker ran out of juice. I had to plug it back in.
So you couldn't hear me at all?
At the end, no. So I got the picture, but I have to send it to you this way.
Okay, no problem. So you can see he's done some other manga here. This one, A Soldier of Savings, Cashman, ran for a year. It had 3 one-shots in V-Jump, which is, like a magazine that they sell in Japan that has like different issues of different mangas, kind of like put together into one magazine that you can buy, and that's how people would stay up to date. So you can see here he's been in a lot of different things. Keep in mind, this is still just manga. These are like comic books, but in Japan. You can see the last one that he was most involved in is obviously Dragon Ball Super, which ran from 2015 to 2024. Okay, yeah, you see the picture you just sent me.
Look at that.
Oh, that dude did an awesome job.
He did an awesome job.
Looks just like him. So you can see here, he was involved in art books, but again, because he's a mangaka, which is what they call manga artists over there, a mangaka. You can see he's got several art books attributed to him. Animes that he was directly responsible for. That means he actually put pen to paper, or at least was involved in some way, shape, or form 1983, we have Crusher Joe, which was designed for Max 10 space station. So you can see that right there. This one's Kosuke Rikamaru, the Dragon of Konpei Island. That was an original film, which he provided a lot there. Imagination Service, World Gulliver Boy, which was a television series, so an anime. And then we hit it with Dragon Ball. It's all there. Dragon Ball GT, which he didn't directly do artwork for, but he provided assistance with character designs, title, and logo. That's why people say that Dragon Ball GT is canon based on his stories, but it really isn't, because there was no manga called Dragon Ball GT. There never was. So throws people off. He was directly involved in the films Battle of the Gods, Resurrection F, the current Super that's running right now, Dragon Ball Super Broly, which if you have not seen that movie, it's amazing. Like, amazing movie. I saw it like 7 times. It's ridiculous. Dragon Ball Superhero, which was the latest film, came out in 2022, and now we have the latest television series called Dragon Ball Daima. That's currently running. I don't know how long it's going to go for since he just passed, but we'll see. You can see here video games, the Dragon Quest series, which has been going on since 1986. Every version of that game series, his artwork was used. His original characters were used. There's Chrono Trigger from 1995, as well as the animated cutscenes from the PlayStation port in 1999. Tobal #1, Tobal 2, Blue Dragon Plus, Blue Dragon Awakened Shadow, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which was a huge one in 2018, Jump Force, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and Fantasian. He's been involved in a lot of projects, but ultimately he is the guy who, his work was really what introduced anime to the West. So we say Godspeed, good luck on Snake Way, and say hi to King Kai for all of us. Mr. Akira Toriyama, we salute you.
You know, I mean, I still remember the time when, for anybody who's listening, Mazinger is in Spanish, and then it came here as Transform Z.
Yeah.
And it was a flop.
Originally, yes.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, you know, I'm so happy. That was, you know, childhood, and that was world known, you know. World known, world loved, and I would like to see him appear now. Why wasn't the West interested in him then? And right now they're just going crazy over it. When before that, I mean, everybody knew who this guy. I mean, you could go to Italy, obviously Japan,
yeah, of course,
Afghanistan, and everybody knew who Mazinger was.
Right, of course. No, 100% agree. I don't know why it didn't take off as well as as say like Dragon Ball did, but I think more than anything, it was a timing thing. Like it was too good for the time that came out, and it really wasn't appreciated for what it was until later on. But by then, it's already been overshadowed by things like Dragon Ball, your Sailor Moons, your Gundams, and although it holds an important place in anime history, it's not really seen too often or not really recognized as much as it should be.
But that's what I mean. I mean, what if they bring it in now? Like, forget about like that he died or everything, because it's still the time that everybody now reads Magna and all of this stuff.
Well, I can tell you that it would be popular now if they were to redo it, but they would have to update it somehow. And I'll give you a perfect example on Netflix right now. For anybody that has Netflix, you can actually watch. There is a show. It is called. Well, actually, it's called Astro Boy. Now, for anybody that knows
course.
anime and manga, Astro Boy is really a big one.
Yes.
Netflix has an updated show. I think it's like 8 episodes long, based on Astro Boy. I saw this thing, and bro, I
Original
gotta
run,
tell you,
1952, my friend.
yeah, exactly.
To
This,
1968.
yeah. So it had a good run. That's a long run. 10 years. That's a long run. This new
I
one,
used to watch it.
yeah, and with this new one, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's really, really, really good. Like, you want to talk about something that pulls you in and makes you feel for characters that ultimately are just robots. They're machines,
Yeah, you
but
know what? And to
but
be,
they're machines with feelings, and they make you
yeah,
feel
that's why
for
I
them.
kind of like stopped watching it because it's sad.
Oh no, it's incredibly sad, but damn it,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
why I was like,
well written.
yeah.
No, but I gotta tell you, it's well written. The fight scenes are amazing for the ones that there are, and you're just like, by the end of it, you're like, that was an experience.
Yeah,
Like, it
I
wasn't
remember
just
that.
a show; it was an experience. And by
Yeah, I
the end
would
of
like
it,
to
like,
see
even I
what's his
was
name
left
come back.
surprised.
I would like to see him come back, Mazinger.
Yeah,
The name Transfer C sucks. Starting from there.
yeah.
Um,
Let's bring it Mazinger G,
Yeah.
Z, and bring it into the modern day, just like they did with Astro Boy. Great writing, great animation, great story, and I promise you, it will shoot to the top.
yeah. Yeah, man, I remember this guy. Yeah, I actually stopped watching because it was kind of sad. Some of the like, oh man, it's just a cartoon.
It's just a cartoon, but by the end of it, you're like crying. You're like, why am I
Yeah,
crying for a
yeah, yeah.
cartoon? But again, that's due to the writing, the voice acting, the way they portrayed the characters. It's just, you can't beat that, man. There's no way around it. It cannot be beat. A
Look, so many-
well-written story, well-acted story with great lines, like, you can't beat it. There's no way around it.
Oh my! I'm looking at some of the Reddits on Astro Boy, but this
Mhm.
this is pretty old. This was like from 2016.
Yeah.
Gosh,
it was-
let's see. Here he is. Here's the. No. Is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay. It looks like a Pixar movie.
You're on you have it open on the same PC, right?
Yeah, right here. You hear
Yeah,
it?
you can share it.
No, I mean, you okay? No, I'm saying, do you hear it or no?
No, I don't hear anything, but if you
All right,
share
I
it,
just wanna
like, I'll be
share
able
this.
to hear it. So down
wanna-
underneath our screen, you see where it says the button present.
Oh yes. Okay.
If you click that, and at the last option says share screen, you're gonna click that, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go either the Chrome tab you want open, a window, or you can do the whole screen on the right. You just pick the option, and that's it.
Okay, here we go. This one.
And then press
Share?
share.
Oh shit, where's that?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the stage now.
Oh, you have.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it. Like, a lot of these really good stories kind of have their origin as a Frankenstein story.
Yeah.
I actually wrote a paper, an English paper, about how comparing more modern stories to the Frankenstein monster story, and I compared two. First, I compared Captain America to Frankenstein's monster. And I was able to articulate the overlap between the original Frankenstein story and the origin of Captain America, like his comic book origin, not the creation of the character. And then I did the same thing for the Doomslayer from the Doom series.
You were at. I was still there, right?
Yeah, you were still there, and you
Yeah,
saw
you
me
were
write
there.
some of that.
Yeah.
But like, I compared those two characters to Frankenstein's monster, and how the doctors or the particular people that gave them their powers or their abilities and turned them into these superhero characters is akin to Dr. Frankenstein creating his creature. And
I remember. Go ahead,
and this is again that where you see it in Astro Boy. You see a doctor essentially trying to play God, but instead of taking it, dead tissue and animating it, or taking someone that's weak and making them powerful, he built a body and then he basically infused it with an AI that would replace his son.
Yeah, I remember I was in that institution doing 20 years.
But you did your time and you're free.
I did my time.
All right, so this is the one I was telling you about.
Oh,
This-
give me a second. Let me get a drink because my throat's a little.
Dale.
Hold on. Break, guys. Whoever's watching, break.
Don't worry, I'm still here. He's taking a break just to get something to drink, which is okay. You spent a lot of time talking, and it comes to you. Whew. Having to burp myself, damn. All right, so while we're waiting for him, like ultimately what this all comes down to is, especially talking about Astro Boy, is essentially people playing God, if you believe in that, and trying to create new life. So welcome back, Skinny Human.
Yeah, nothing here is scripted, so
Yeah, no, this is 100% like off script. This is just the test
I
runs.
still need a haircut. I don't.
Exactly. Yeah, he needs a trim. Okay, so I was saying before, Netflix has this anime, which is an essential reboot of Astro. He's made.
Oh, it even says it. Okay, as
Yeah,
the best
so-
magma reboot.
Manga reboot in a long time. Now, I want to tell you the quality of this, just on the artwork alone, blew me away. But then the voice acting, the writing, the acting, you want to absolutely feel for characters and have it, like, watch something that's really gonna make you feel something. This is what you watch. Whether you're a fan of the original Astro Boy or you're just getting into it, this is where you want to go.
Yeah, it's
So-
hard for me. It's hard for me to get into the reboots, but I'm gonna give them a shot.
Now, this is the one you want to give a shot to. So you see here, this is like an original panel.
Yeah. Oh God, that's how they used to draw them back. That's how you used to sell them also back then, made of pure metal.
Exactly, just straight metal.
Yeah.
You can see here that Pluto, which is the name of the Netflix show, it's not called Astro Boy, it's called Pluto. Was written and illustrated by Naoki Urasawa. It's his reinterpretation of Osamu Tezuka's story, The Greatest Robot on Earth, which can be found in Astro Boy Volume 3, Chapter 7, and was originally published in March 1964.
Okay, you know a lot. Why is there no new talent? Why has nothing come out and said, I created it? I don't know if there's any out there. Like, let's say, okay, right now I'm creating something, and this is 2024. This guy's gonna break, just like these guys broke back then. Where's the talent?
You know what
Well,
it
forget
is?
it now, because you put AI to work and it destroys anything.
No, of course. And we already saw that with our intro video to this podcast. That was made entirely in AI. I basically used
Oh, I thought
text.
you did it, man. Stop lying to me. You did it all by yourself. You should
Yeah.
get hired by somebody.
Yeah, sure. A couple text prompts here and there, and it does the work for you. That's the power of AI nowadays. But to your question about where the talent go, honestly, I think we're limited by our imagination of the world as we see it currently. And you have to keep in mind the people that wrote this originally were envisioning a future far more advanced than what we even have now, and we're in 2024.
Well,
Like if you're
that would mean that people's imagination stopped, because what can you everything
Well,
that you
I
know
will
what
tell you
mean?
this. Well, let me posit you a question like this. If people in the 1950s and 60s trying to imagine the future gave us things like the Jetsons and Astro Boy and stuff like that. They saw flying cars and and all that stuff. Imagine how people now, or people in the future, the near future, how their minds will change as we actually develop things like flying cars and robots. How much further is their imagination going to get pushed now that those things that 50, 60 years ago were thought of as impossible or too far into the future, now they're becoming reality. So now
Keyword,
where does imagination go?
keyword, you said impossible, but now it seems like everything's possible.
Exactly. All of that's, I mean, think about it. How many pieces of technology do we have today because somebody saw an episode of Star Trek way back when, or they saw the
Oh
original Star
yeah,
Wars, in 1989. You know what I mean? Sorry, in
I mean,
87.
you're right. I would have to assume that anything that comes up, let's say it's a hit by next week, if somebody comes, they must have seen it somewhere. So
Exactly.
it's a vision of, okay, let's say an Astro Boy, and then it creates an Astro Dog with
Exactly. They want to push it
speed of a horse.
further, give
Yeah,
new ideas, or push imagination further. Like, okay, we have robots now. Well, how much further do we think, thinking just purely off of imagination, can we push that technology? Can we push robotics forward? What is that going to look like? And I think that's where the new sources of um stories and ideas are going to come from, is that vision looking forward based on what we see right now. Like, think about it. We have robots like those crazy people at Boston Dynamics, where they have robots that are not only capable of walking up and down stairs, doing backflips and running across boxes. They have that four-legged dog that can't be knocked down, that can walk on any surface. Like, these are robots that they have right now that are capable of moving objects from one location to another, similar to how a person would move it, but obviously with greater strength and precision.
well, not just that, it doesn't require a insurance policy, like
Exactly. A robot breaks, it can be
401k,
put back together.
401k. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they might have an HR department. I don't. I don't know.
That HR department is called Skynet.
It's parts in
That's exactly it. It's so, like, as we see technology develop, we're gonna see a new level of imagination pushing it even further out. So I can only imagine the stuff people that come up with now then become reality, 40, 50 years from now, unless we kill
I
ourselves first in World War III.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I would assume, like, there's nothing that, if I imagine something, let's say, and this for I believe everybody now, you can imagine something, and sooner or later you know it's going to be true. Where
Yes,
before you had that thought, like, oh, that's never going to happen,
that's never
and
gonna
now it's
happen.
like, forget it. It's think of
Well,
something that was invented in the 1960s that has not been. You know what I mean? Everything. It's all of it there.
here's a perfect example. So, very famous 1901, the Wright brothers flew the first
There
airplane.
you go.
It flew 100 feet, 200 feet. So it wasn't compared to today, it wasn't a huge distance. But back then, that was a big thing.
Oh
Man flew for the first time. Literally 68 years later, we're putting a man on the moon in 1969.
yeah,
So you're talking about a span of 68 years. That means there was people alive to see the Wright brothers plane fly in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, to then watch man land on the moon. There were people alive to be able to see both of those things. That's
you
an
know.
insanely short amount of time.
Yeah, and that brings up another point that I believe, and it's not well said, but if you search, you could find some things on it
Mm.
where, dude, I remember, and I always talk to you about. I remember when my phone was just two colors and a flip screen, and it was too fast. It's
Yeah.
too fast. I don't believe humans have that capability, man. It was shared. That's just especially now. And if you really like dig into wherever books you want to, whatever you research you want. There's other, yeah, they have no. It was shared. It's impossible. It's impossible that humans have that brain. I mean, yeah, we're very smart. Not me, but um,
Others
it's
are
that
smart.
it's just, it's just I can't see it, man. I can't see it, and I've gotten some answers on that. Yeah, well, I digged and I looked down. Yeah, it's just too fast, too soon, and it attacks a lot of different categories of life at the same time. Like, okay, there's an AI robot that can, let's say, whatever, construct a house in 2 seconds. Oh, and yesterday the same thing came where it can operate a person. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's no.
I mean,
the second
I can
scenario should
definitely
be
see
at
it.
least 10 years. Let's get this guy who's he lays bricks. Let's train him later on to cut somebody open and get him on his feet. But everything happens at the same time. Yeah, I don't.
Well, I mean, the way I see it is this: if you really think about how humans have developed, we've actually, as Homo sapiens, as we appear today, right now, we haven't been around very long time. Like we honestly have not.
No.
We haven't, at least in the grand scheme of history of planet Earth. Modern human beings have not existed for a very long time. And you got to think about it. Our advancement was so linear and so quick that we actually had to separate it into ages, like the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Steel Age, and but what drove those ages wasn't just the passage of time; it was the development of technology. The ability to push forward, create new tools. They went from using sticks and stones to then suddenly using a new metal that they found naturally occurring. Then they moved to mixing metal.
Yeah, you could say that 90% of it was ours, but it has to be shared somewhere, man.
But then here's the thing: you also have to think about this. Like, not only does technology advance because people are always looking for a newer, better way to complete a task or just get shit done, but as time goes on, it becomes an exponential growth. Now, for those of you out there that don't know what math means, exponential growth means instead of it just being in addition to, we're now multiplying that knowledge moving forward. But you got to think about it. You do 2 to the second power is only 4, but the moment you start hitting into 6 exponents, 8 exponent, you start getting into some really high numbers. So you got to think about it. They're building off already established technology, and that's what we've been doing for as long as we've been around.
True,
so I can definitely see us pushing that envelope with each new generation of thinkers and inventors and stuff like that. They take the work that's already been laid by others, exponentially increase it to the next level. So I definitely believe that we went from 1901 to 1969. In 68 years, we went from, hey, I just built a plane from sticks and paper that flew 100 feet to, holy shit, we just landed a man on the moon. I honestly believe we are capable of doing that now.
I truly agree on our potential, but to the point of superpower and some of the stuff that's coming out now.
Well, no, you see that, but that's another thing. Like, I'm not talking about
they
things
could
that
give
are
you like here's a grain of salt of the the formula that you need, and you guys have to do the rest. I think it was like that. You can't give the whole salt shaker. Here's a grain of salt and maybe even half of that, and you figure out the rest.
Yeah. I think that's what we've been doing from the get-go, just without that initial grain of salt being handed to us. I think it's literally been trial and error for as long as we've existed. Somebody out there at one point in time looked at a cow and said, hey, that thing that's coming out of the udders, I want to try that. And it took a madman to do it. We think about it now like it had to be some psychotic guy, but no, it was probably some person, thousands of years ago was like, hey, I wonder how that tastes. They got some, tried it, and they're like, hey, this shit isn't bad. You know what I mean? And I think that's basically how it was with literally everything else. It took one person with enough of an imagination, or at least the balls, to say, hey, you know, that thing that I see happening, I want to try and do that. The same way we did with everything else, trying to move faster. We saw, you know, deer running and cheetahs running. We're like, damn, could we move that fast? Well, people running couldn't, but they're like, well, can we make something so we can move faster? Then you had the invention of the wheel, and then eventually they started moving forward and forward. The same thing with the airplane. People would look up and say, hey, you know, birds, how the fuck do they do that? Maybe I want to try and do that. And eventually we were able to do that. We can't fly like birds, but we can still get in the air. And I think that's what it like ultimately is gonna, what ultimately has caused us to advance more than anything else is just the human curiosity of saying, damn, I want to do that, or I want to find a way for me to be able to do that, whatever that is, as it appears right now. You know, I can't flap my arms and fly like a bird, but maybe I can, you know, put myself in something that gets me into the air. And then you got the airplane, you know.
I do
You know, I want to be able to move faster. Well, let me make the wheel. Let me make, you know, a buggy. Let me make the car. And now I am faster than these animals.
Imagination, but I still have to say it was some type of help. So it has to. I mean, in my view, it has to be. Yeah, not giving everything. Maybe another formula of something.
I would agree with you, but I think ultimately the help that you think, or other people would believe, came from somewhere else. I think it came from the collective. We as a group basically got together and said, hey, what's the best way to do that? Whatever that is, that action, that event, how do we replicate it for ourselves? Because it wasn't just one guy. Like, one guy might have come up with the idea, but he or she alone didn't do it. It took a group effort, essentially, to come together and say, let's build this, let's make this, let's find a way so we can do that, whatever that is. And I think that's ultimately where really the help came from, where, you know, there's people out there who say, oh, we had help from aliens, or aliens built this, or
I don't think they built anything, but
or they helped or whatever.
It could be that, you know, I don't know. I've never really like gone into the UFO world, but let's say I take a story from their book and say, yeah, the US, or it doesn't even have to be the US, because it's always the US found, you know, a UFO. It could have been any other country, you know.
Exactly.
But it's always the US.
It's always here.
Yeah, they came to Florida, you know.
Oh, definitely don't come to Florida. Don't do that. All right, I'll be right back. Okay.
Right.
And remember, you're still live.
Yeah, I know. Fortnite's still down. You want to go check?
All right, I am back.
Oh, you sound better, dude. What happened?
Nothing.
Get closer to the mic.
Not really. I mean, is this better?
No,
is this any better?
The other one.
Is this good?
That's what you sounded before.
Okay, so is this any better?
That's louder and clear. Yeah,
Okay, it's
loud and
because I
clear.
have the mic literally like in my face right now.
That's why. Yeah, like, did you get
Like
closer?
it's only like an inch away now.
Wow. Yeah, it made a big difference.
Yeah, so probably I should do all my streams like this with the microphone right in my face.
But this still sounds good. But the other one sounded like you're like right next to me. Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, dude, that's I think ultimately that is what where other people would be looking for that gap in technology or in the thought process of advancement is, oh no, somebody had to have given us something
No, but
to help
let's
us
say
move
somebody
to the next step,
we'll
when I
take
think it's ultimately just human curiosity. Like, okay, here's this thing I made yesterday. Well, how the hell do I make it better? How do I make it more efficient? Or maybe it's not the same guy. Maybe it's a guy 10, 15, 20 years later who says, hey, this thing is cool, but damn it, how would it be if I made it like this? Is it better? Is it worse? What if I try it like this? And ultimately, like, that's how we advance everything. It's
yeah.
someone
I
just
like I say I'm not disagreeing on that. But let's say for example we do take one of these stories that where a UFO crashed and
Mhm.
some government agency went and took it. That right there is help. If any of those thousands of stories is true, that
if
right
they're
there
true.
is help. You know,
I guess.
and I still believe, yeah. Again, we're not the only ones here. It's impossible.
Well, no, from a mathematical standpoint, like we're talking about just numbers, no, playing on no mysticism, nothing supernatural. I'm talking about just pure mathematical numbers, actual math. The probability of human beings being the only complex life in the universe is literally near zero. Like, there is life out there. Does it look like us? Does it talk like us? Obviously not. It's going to develop differently in some way, shape, or form, but it's still going to be a form of complex life. It is out there. I mean, think about it like this. Look at where we are on Earth, and we have satellites that can only see so far into our own galaxy. And just in that alone, we have found like 2-3 dozen planets that could possibly sustain liquid water like we do here on Earth. So we're talking about Earth-like planets in a multitude of other solar systems
And you
that
know
we
what?
can see from here. So imagine even further out than that, what could be out there. Anybody that tells you otherwise
yeah,
obviously is
they, they, they,
they can't comprehend that. Their brains are too small to comprehend
no,
that.
they don't look up to the sky. That's
They
what,
they exactly, they don't look up like we do. When we look up, we're like, wow, look at all those stars and all the potential planets that could be circling them right them, and how many planets could be
and
circling
another
them.
thing, it doesn't really have to be water. It could be another type of liquid. We don't know that still.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly, that could
Yeah,
be
we don't
something
know.
completely different. You have
Well,
an entire,
water is what the miracle of life. No, you don't know that.
yeah,
Billions of miles away it could be something
it's
else.
it's the
You know?
miracle of life here on Earth,
Right,
but
exactly.
somewhere else it could be
For the
something completely
universe.
different.
Yeah.
And we don't know that because we have yet to get even close. I mean, think about it. The furthest away humans have been is only to our own moon. I'm not saying that's not an impressive feat. The moon, the distance between the Earth and the moon is enough space in between to fit every other planet between here and the moon with space to spare. We're talking about that kind of great distance, and we made it and brought them back. But to go further than that,
I
that
mean,
is
we
when we're going to
will.
start seeing some serious shit.
Yeah, we will for sure.
Oh, we will.
And
No, that's a definite.
and that's when it's gonna, if it does ever happen and somebody is out there, they're gonna say, hey, this is our territory, what are you doing here? You know what I
E-
mean? For
exactly.
sure.
You never
So it's
know. Like, we
real.
could land on some other planet somewhere,
Like, yo, you
and
don't belong
next thing
here.
you know, a guy in a spacesuit's walking out, and he just sees a whole group of something else just pointing at them, going,
Yeah,
"Who the fuck are you? And what are you doing
yeah.
here?"
Like planting a flag, like, yo, get that out of here. That's
E-
not
e-
that's
exactly. Like, this isn't yours to conquer. We were here first.
yeah, we've been watching you.
Exactly. We've been watching you guys.
Get out of here. No,
Said
just
Said the Native Americans. Like we were here first.
Oh, you're here now? You're here again? No.
Like, damn it, again. Like, God damn it, can't you leave us alone?
We left you the writings. We should have just.
Exactly. Oh my God, that's
man.
funny, dude. That is funny.
Dude, how long do you want to do this for?
We can go for a little bit longer if you'd like. It's 9:11 right now. This is 9:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you watching.
Well, we've been live for almost an hour. We got 8 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever, man. It's up to you because I don't know nothing else but this.
Yeah, I actually have the timer up. We've been up for 52 minutes and 10 seconds now. So yeah, I think we can go a little bit longer and then we can cut it out for the night.
What time are you driving over there?
I have my alarm to wake me up, I think 5:30, but I'll probably push it a little bit because it doesn't take me that long to get ready to
What
go.
are you coming back?
I'll be coming back on Sunday.
Sunday? Okay. How's it
Yeah.
coming along? Nice.
Unfortunately, we haven't been able to move forward into construction because we're still waiting on the permits to be approved, which is, yeah, it's a ginormous pain in the ass. For anybody out there that doesn't know, if you want to build a house, renovate a house, or add anything to your house, you need a permit from the city. It's basically a piece of paper saying, this idea you have of shit you want to do, we're okay with it. Move forward as long as you're not, breaking any kind of, like construction laws. The electrical has to be up to code, piping and water needs to be up to code. But as long as all that stuff is clear, they usually don't bother you. But right now we're waiting for those permits to be approved so that we can essentially just get back to work and fucking finish.
And you have the people to do it for you.
Yes, no, we have everything. It's just we need to go ahead. We have the people, we have a general contractor. We actually have a ton of material that we're sitting on right now. Like not too long ago, my mother and I, she found this guy on Facebook Marketplace who was selling some lumber, 2x4s, right? Which can be pretty expensive.
Yeah, a lot, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we ended up we spent $300. This guy gave us 82 pieces of lumber. It was 42 by 4s that were 8 feet long, 20 that were 12 feet long, I think 10 that were like 12 feet.
Wow, that's cheap, dude.
And then he turned around and gave us these 2 ginormous planks of 2x12. And I have 2 of those. Those things are like 15 feet long. It's ridiculous. And those 2 big planks, he threw them in for free.
So you can resell.
If there's anything left over, yeah, by all means, we can resell it or use it for something else. Yeah, so surprisingly enough, we found good materials at a cheap price, and the stuff is solid.
Do you have you looked for another job?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm applying every day. I actually tried to see if my current employer, whose name will go unmentioned, if they had any kind of positions open to work from home, like a certain friend of ours does now. And unfortunately, they don't have any positions open right now, but I'm still firing resumes off to see, because, this is the same thing I tell my mom and I tell everybody. I don't need 20 companies to hire me. I just need one to give me a green light, give me a foot in the door.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to send to 100 companies.
Absolutely. No, 100% agree. If I send to 100 and 2 or 3 call me back, I'm doing the right thing.
Which you will get it. I mean, I don't have any. I'll forward you some that I see now. I don't see a problem, man.
Yeah, if you see anything, and it doesn't matter where it is. Like I have accounts on Monster, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter. Like I'm on all these websites. They all have the same information. My same resume is on all of them. And whenever something pops up, or if I'm just looking, I'm applying here, applying there, wherever.
Like I go to Indeed and I just this is really I look okay, looks good, click send, send.
Hmm.
It does get tiring when you click okay, let me apply, and then it takes you to their own website.
Yeah, that shit gets annoying
Well,
really
that's
quick.
like am I applying for a citizenship here? So
Exactly.
I kind of stay away from those, man, and I just do the easy ones. Click, 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 click,
Same.
click.
Yeah, if they have like a one-click thing, then that's what I do. I just click, 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 click. Like, don't send me to your own website
Yeah.
unless it looks like really good. I'm probably not going to go to their
Unless
website and
you're
fill shit out.
somewhat interested in, Oh, and another thing that I don't do, and whoever recruiter is listening to this and this, look, if you got to take a test, I'm not taking no test for you.
No.
Get online, interview me, and then you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah,
not taking no test.
exactly. Like, show interest in me before I'm willing to take the
Yeah,
next step with you
the,
because
the, the
it,
resume speaks for itself. Your resume is going to speak for itself. I don't need to take that test for you. Yeah.
exactly, like, that should be enough to get me a foot in the door. You show some interest my way, I'll take whatever test you throw in front of me. I'll answer any
Yeah.
question you give me. But if you're not gonna give me that attention beforehand, why the hell am I gonna jump through hoops for you? I don't work for you yet. You know?
I don't work. I don't work for you at all. Yeah, no, I
Exactly.
don't.
Like, you're making me work to get work. Like, that doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense to me. No, we're not
I
doing
don't.
that right now.
I also don't give him a. I mean, yeah, obviously this is me. I also don't give him a pre-recorded interview or answer these questions with a camera. No, 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 no. Where are you?
What?
We need to at least talk through here, through
Yeah,
virtually.
exactly. Like, if we do like a Zoom meeting or Microsoft Teams or
Yeah.
whatever, fine. But I'm not gonna pre-record a video. Why? So you can gauge me how I look when I'm speaking to myself? The hell?
Right, because you could be super qualified, pass every single test
Everything.
or interview before they see you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh, I don't think I want that guy. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I don't like the look of that guy. His hair's
and then
too
you gotta give him a
long.
haircut. No, no,
Exactly. I don't like his glasses.
yeah,
I don't like the fact that his kid's in the background. Like,
yeah, yeah.
you
No,
know,
seriously, yeah.
like,
I mean, all of that
it
stuff plays a
it's
part.
ridiculous. Like, you're putting too much. You're putting too much emphasis on having somebody jump through these ridiculous hoops just for you to go, well, you know what? I don't like this about him, so we're not going to talk to him, even though he checks off every other box. Like,
Yeah,
come
even though
on,
he'll be
bro.
a great employee, we know that, but I just he's got to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
something.
like, he has the experience, he has a certification, or he has this degree or that degree. He has all these great things, but we don't like him because he says a
I'm
particular
wearing a white
word like
t-shirt
differently.
and yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing, but this is because I'm at this age. As soon as I see fast paced, click next.
No, out, 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 out. No,
Fast paced.
fast pace equals burnout. That's all that
Yeah.
is. No, you
No, no,
definitely,
no.
nobody needs, like even young people should not be forced to do anything like that. Like, there's no, you know, there's not really any real industries left now that require a fast-paced environment, unless you're like a stockbroker and you have to be like the most up-to-date
But
information about this company or that company or whatever. But even then it's not a big thing. Like, dude, relax. So you
like today,
missed out by 2 seconds. You didn't,
today,
you know.
today I was chatting away with. Oh, actually, I switched over to. I no longer have my other cell phone company. I have. We're not gonna say names, of course, because they're not paying
Mhm.
us for it. The one that you have, but as a reseller. So I'm in the same network as you.
My
What happened?
company.
Yeah, your cell phone company.
But
The,
my
the
cell phone company is your home internet company, right?
yes, but I bought it like without like how you did it. I went to like there's it's a reseller, but it uses them.
Really?
Yeah, so it's $45. Everything just like you, everything included. Yeah,
Okay, that works.
they sent me the SIM card yesterday, and so that's what I got him on too. I've been paying 30 for him for the on auto pay, and I said, you know what, let me. I was paying $60. I'm like, damn, $60.
Yeah, no, that needs to be cut
Boy,
back.
that's a lot, man.
Like
$60.
right now, I pay like $60, but that's because it's me and my mother's line.
You have two people. No,
That
I was
two
doing
people for
60
$60 is
one.
worth it.
Bro,
$60
60
for just one? No, absolutely
No.
not. That's not worth it.
No, yeah, because why? Because they with 60 to $70, you get home internet.
Exactly. You use your Wi-Fi, you make your phone calls through WhatsApp. You're done.
So I left him, and so far when I looked around, that was I got him. I had to test it on him, and he's been great. So let
That's
me just
good.
jump over. Yeah.
Nice.
So now it's 45. And the other day they were running a special where, and I know I'll probably get that, where let's say I'm in the $45 plan. It'll go down to 30. Nothing changes. The same, the same 5G and all of that BS that they sell you for only for 2 years. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Then it goes back to 45. Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad.
But I am on your network.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, no, it's great. I haven't had any issues, even on those long drives to my house where my mom is. I haven't had a single issue.
You know what? He's on it. Let me get, dude. I was dreading paying $60. I mean, that's all you give it. I mean, even if you're giving me like Prime and all of that, but I don't use it. I don't use it. So it's
exactly. They're gonna offer you a bunch of 1,000 different things. You're like, you're not gonna use it. Nobody uses it.
Then I tried their hotspot. I went out, forget it. No, I mean, I'm always home, man. I just
exactly.
There's no reason for it anymore.
Nope. No
I
reason for it.
I have seen some companies offer, which is pretty cool. 5 home internet, 5G home internet. So yeah. Well, you get a router like.
Yeah, exactly, like a standard router modem, like 2-in-1 deal.
Cool because you can basically take that anywhere you go. Let's say if you go to your mom's or wherever you go, you can take it. I wouldn't mind doing a test drive in a car.
That would be kind of wild,
right? Like, okay, Jonathan, you're sitting next to me. Get on the PC. I'm gonna drive. We're gonna connect this modem to the power cord in the car.
Yeah.
Just drive. See where Yeah,
now, just you see how good it is.
If it can withstand a good drive, that is pretty good internet to have. Like you can put that in your car and have cameras all around.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no, if it can survive the trip from like here to Orlando, I think that would be worth it because between here and Orlando, there's a lot of open place, like a lot of open space where there's just fucking nothing.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of nothing in all directions. You can driving that distance, and if it can maintain a solid connection, that would be well worth it.
Yeah, I agree. So I kind of want to do that because
just to test it out.
Yeah, one of them said that it gives you like 75 to 225 Mbps.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, for like regular, like internet searching and stuff like that. Some streaming some videos is not bad.
Yeah, you can. One of them, claims that you could do it for because this, when you're in Zoom, the hotspot for Zoom. If all of these companies are listening to it, sucks. It doesn't work.
Yes.
Don't do it. That's where that one would come in.
Yes, for sure. Because you're not using your regular hotspot from your phone to do like a Zoom thing on your computer. No, absolutely not. That's not going to work.
You could basically get the cheapest plan and have that with you all the time. You'll be able to Zoom. You'll be able to, whatever.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, 200 and above is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if it stays around that range consistently, like day to day.
It'll fall from like 100 to 300, but it's still in between. It's still that's. Not bad.
No, for like regular everyday use, yeah, that'd be great. But
that's better than the phone service, actually.
Oh hell yeah, for sure. That's for
5G.
sure.
They said they were claiming.
Yeah,
They
they're claiming
do.
5G.
Yeah.
Well, not for nothing. My phone will catch a 5G signal every so often, depending on where I am. And not for nothing, 5G is actually like really fucking fast.
Yeah, I know. I not now. I have it with
Yeah.
and yeah, I've noticed a difference when I download when I play YouTube.
Oh yeah. No buffering, and it automatically defaults to 1080p.
Yeah.
Done. And it pops up right away. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
I
way
have
to go.
So I'm thinking how I can go around that, and I wouldn't mind having that, man. Even though the modem's like this, but I can stick that modem in the car, and that means everybody around me has.
Yeah, exactly. You strap it down somewhere in your trunk, you connect it to a cigarette lighter charger, and you're done.
Because that would defeat Starlink.
It would, except in very rural areas, and I'm talking about like open countryside, would be the only place that would not work, because you have to remember those companies that use, like the one we're talking about where their logo is pink. It would only work in areas where you have an active cell phone connection, like actual cell towers nearby. We have to remember Starlink uses satellite technology, so that works fucking anywhere.
Yeah, but that's like if you like you said, like in the middle of the desert going to do a raid on the enemy.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're trying to break into Area 51.
There you go. They'll block the signal.
Exactly. Then they'll block it anyway. They'll use the alien technology to block the signal.
So that where I would agree with Starlink, but the other one.
Yeah, in every other instance, I think, like these other people are the ones that are offering that kind of like home modem that connects to a cell service would probably be better. Especially if you have it in the car. Oh, forget it. Done.
Forget, and then again, I put myself like, okay, I'll get that and I'll test it out, because we always say return free or whatever it is.
Right.
You don't get penalized. But then I'm like, Jose, you work from home.
No names.
Like, where do you go? Like, why would you need that?
You just said your own name.
I know.
Well, not for nothing. That's a very common name, so they can't like.
Yeah. And I gotta get a haircut.
Exactly.
That's another thing. Where do I go? I literally go nowhere.
Well, that's true as well. I mean, neither do I. I spend all my time here at home.
So I don't see the reason even to try anything that, like a fishing rod.
Exactly. I mean, I tried taking my kids fishing once, and after about like 30 minutes, they're like, "I'm done."
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Like, more power to people that enjoy it. Not for me.
And I did it when I was young, and it was. I guess there was nothing else at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, it's fun.
Exactly. This is what fun looks like, because there's no
nothing else.
Exactly. There's nothing else. There's no alternative. So now there is, and now you're like, you know what? Fishing is actually not that fun. And my ass could be on Fortnite.
No, and the thing is, sometimes, like today, I saw this guy fishing at this little, what are those little canals that they have on next to the house? So what are you gonna fish? A piece of shit? Is that what you want to fry? Is that what you want to fry after? I just got some manure. Let me go eat it. Those fish are disgusting, man.
Exactly. Like, even if you were to wash it up and clean it up and fry it to hell and back, like, it's still not going to be good enough.
They gotta marinate that shit for like a week in lemon.
Oh, hell yeah. Kill every bit of bacteria that thing has. And even then.
And I'm thinking, you're going to just pull out a piece of shit and then going to go fry that. I don't get it, my friend. I don't get it.
And for that, I could have gone to the supermarket and, hey, there's the fish right there.
I mean, at that point, just get a fishing game online. I mean, that's more fun.
Hey.
If your thrill is to catch a fish this big on those little ponds, come on.
Exactly.
Like, nothing is going to be bigger than that in those ponds.
Pretty much. This is not like ocean fishing. You're catching like a swordfish or something like that. That's not how that works.
I don't get it. I mean,
I don't either, man.
If they're going through something and that relieves them, their stress, good to go.
Okay.
But just like, like, hey, babe, I'm going fishing. Oh, bring us back some food. No,
No.
that's not the link to do it. The place to do it.
Yeah, that's not how that's gonna work. Oh, all right, my friend. So we're pushing an hour and 11 minutes, 30
That's not
seconds.
bad. That's not bad.
Not
That's
bad
not
for
bad.
a first one, right?
No, I could get used to this. I will share. Is this like a permanent link, or you have to get a new one?
This link that invited you in to speak to, like
Uh-huh.
to be here,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's permanent. Like I would have to see like the next time we do this to see if the URL code is the same.
Okay, I'm gonna get somebody that is trending in TikTok, and you know this person. See what happens next week or whenever we do it again.
Okay, you're gonna bring them in,
I'm gonna give them the link because any exposure is great. I'll send you
right?
the name on here because I don't want to expose.
Right.
You know, like trending, dude.
Okay.
Like trending.
Really? That
Yeah, I'm like,
person?
what? Yeah.
Okay, I have to check it out. That no, no. We'll see for next time, but but if anything, I will let you know, okay?
All right. Perfect.
All right, my friend. So until the next time.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Yep. All right. So yeah, not bad for a first one. You know, trying things out, trying new things. We'll do this again sometime soon. Be ready for that on YouTube. Next time you'll see me, I'm Vortex Bane, Black Hood Crew, and probably we'll see Skinny Human again. In fact, I'm sure we will. So until then, everyone, please have a good night. Be safe out there, and hopefully we'll see you here again. Have a good one.